Good morning. This is Spirit Journey, and today is Monday, November 18, 2019, and the time that I'm actually doing this video is 11:13 a.m. Earlier today, a little after 3 a.m., I had awakened from sleeping and I saw a vision. And as many of you know who have been following my channel, I usually keep my eyes closed upon awakening because I have found that upon doing so, I start to see visions in my what you call the third eye. It's usually dark in the room and my eyes are closed, but yet I see vision. This is what I saw today. I'm outdoors. It looks like that I'm outside. What I'm seeing is an outdoor scene. It's like a nature. It reminded me of Central Park. Those of you who know who have heard of Central Park in Manhattan, New York City, something like that, a park like that. Um, it seemed very grayish, so it's late in the season and possibly the same season as it is now. There were there was grass on the ground, but it's that short, grass that's, stomped on, walked all over, wasn't very lush. Everything had like a gray hue to it, just like right now as I look out the window, very gray outside. I know there were trees, and the trees were like surrounding, because in the center of my vision, there's no trees. It's just like stubble, grass. And I saw a person. It, I, I couldn't see detail. I couldn't tell, I couldn't really see their face clearly. But the angle that I'm seeing from is elevated. I might have been maybe uh, maybe 2 stories up, and I was um, maybe another 80 feet, even 90 feet away from the subject. So there's an elevation distance, and then there's a lateral distance. And the subject was, I think there were 2 subjects initially that I saw. They were standing. It's daytime. Okay, it was daytime. I could not tell uh, what part of the day it was, but it's daytime. And 2 figures were standing. This was the environment again, like something here like in New York, in any um, country, industrialized country, the feel that I got from it. A modern place, modern times. They were wearing modern clothes. I don't remember the details with the clothes, but I think they were wearing like a loose-fitting coat. It could have been even a trench coat. I think it was kind of light in color, but it seemed very lightweight. The clothes was lightweight, but they were covered from, fully covered. I don't remember if they had anything on their head, any hat or anything like that, but I don't think so. I could not tell the race of the individual, the coloring, any facial details, but only that they were slim and they appeared to be tall, and they were standing by this structure. I couldn't really tell what the structure was, but it was in the center of this grass, this field. And it could have been made out of stone, like a natural stone. It it seemed about maybe 5 feet in diameter, about a maybe 4 feet high, and they were just standing right at the base of this structure, and they're looking at it. And also, I have to add, this is really what I thought was interesting about this vision. Well, as many of you know, that oftentimes when I'm watching something with this vision, that there's something obscuring my vision, something blocking. This time, what was blocking my vision, it was these little spiky things, and I think it was kind of pale in color. It wasn't a plant, but it was like needles, like each needle, like a what do you call it, like a twig, and each twig had these little needle-like things. It was maybe each needle might have been an inch and a half long, and maybe a an let's see, an eighth of an inch thin. The width of it, and it was like all over. I mean, you could see in between each of the little branches, short branches, and the little spiky things. But in the center of these things that are trying to obscure my vision, it's something like a circle, and because there was no pricklies in the very, very center, and that it was a diameter of about maybe 2 inches diameter. And the thing that the circular seemed like a thin sheet of something that seemed to like that that enclosed in itself to keep the circle open. But it wasn't a prickly. It was like a thin membrane, you know, and because I saw that it had depth to it, so so that's how I could tell that it wasn't like those prickly things. So that little membrane or whatever, and then surround on the outside of this membrane, from that opening, that's where all the pricklies were. So you can see, but everything is obscuring. And then I notice, like at first I said, oh boy, that prickly thing again, it's blocking my view. I was saying to myself, and I was tired about that because I wanted to see what this thing is. And and then I noticed it was starting to move kind of downward. I say, here you go again. It's going to keep on moving, and I can't see. But then the center of it, okay, of this thing, the opening, was tracking the figure, because the figure, I think it was two people. My impression was it was a female because the small frame, slender, it had a youthful type of feel to the person. Again, I couldn't really tell. And I think it was a short person, and I think that was a child, a young child. They were like half the size of what looked like an adult. And as these two figures were moving towards my vision, where I was, this membrane, this pricklies was moving down too. So in the very center, it was tracking them, and I could see them move. I said, "Oh shoot, this thing is moving, but it's moving with those people." I said, "Oh wow." And then I noticed down below, which would be in my vision almost directly below me, I saw another figure, what looked like a male, kind of heavy set. I don't know, the impression I got, I don't know, to me, he seemed a little older. And again, so I could hardly really see much detail because I'm almost like he's, because walking um, in my direction, but I'm way up above. And so it's really like looking on the top of his head. So you really can't see much because I got an awareness that there was something below moving. And then I see it's another figure. And it was walking away, walking, in downward. And then you didn't see anything anymore. This was really something else. I don't know what this means, and I don't know where this location is. And it reminds me of, because again, some visions ago, a couple of months ago, I give a detail about this plaque, this monument, and it was again outdoors, and it was out in a field. And I think at that time it was greener. Um, yeah, I think it was warm weather. It seemed that it was sunny, and I see this plaque, and it was made out of a metal, like a metal plaque, and then it had print on it. That structure again, the metal portion of it was maybe again about a yard wide, and the height of it was maybe 2 feet. It looked like a real sturdy structure, and I'm looking at this thing, but I couldn't get the name, the writings. I never able to comprehend the writing on it, not because it was in a foreign language, but because I do what's called subvocalization, and my comprehending print, I have to subvocalize it to register what it is, to comprehend it. So I get the impression that I think it was the same structure. So in the latter vision I had a couple of months ago, I'm actually looking right at it. I'm right standing at this thing, looking at it. But in today's vision, I'm quite a distance away and observing someone looking at it. Wouldn't it be something, when it was coming to my mind right now, wouldn't it be something that the vision that I had a couple of months ago, maybe 2 months ago, of this plaque, what if I'm actually observing myself? Like I'm having the vision looking at the plaque, and then I'm having a, a vision of me looking at the plaque. Isn't that confusing? So here, okay, I gotta repeat it again. I am standing by a structure, observing it, but then I have another vision of me watching myself or that subject looking at the same structure. Really weird. Because at one time, it was a couple of years ago, I actually had a vision of me observing myself in my living room, uh, and I was looking at my iPad, and I was scrolling through it, and I was looking from behind. Yeah. So I'm wondering, so that's why I'm thinking, hey, I'm wondering, am I observing myself observing something? I don't know where this place is. Again, it looks like a modern place, a modern environment, just a regular field, like the center, it's just grass, and then it has this monument or whatever, this structure, and then some feet away from it are trees and things like that, like you would see in Central Park. And if you haven't been to Central Park, it just has trees and little shrubs, grass, real, common. So, so that was my vision. So that was my vision for today. Let me know what you think, and let me know what those prickly things that is obscuring my view. But in this one, it was actually tracking and following in the center the subject. Is this another life? Was I was I some type of spy or something like that, observing people? I mean, because it's obvious this thing that it doesn't want me to be seen, and that I'm doing the observation. Why am I observing these people? And why the obscurification of these prickly things? And in other visions, it could be like a palm tree, and I'm looking through the palm, what looks like a palm tree, those long, long, skinny leaves, and I'm peering through. Well, the vision is me looking through this palm tree looking thing and seeing subjects below. Let me know what you can make out of this. And has this ever happened to you guys? Let me know. Please comment below and let me know what you think what is happening. Yes, and you can also share this audio with friends and family members. And you could PayPal me if you like. Those of you who like the content of this audio, yes, you could go to my channel, Spirit Journey, and on the right side of the banner, you'll see my PayPal me link. Just click on it and follow the prompt. Any amount will be appreciated. I thank you all in advance, and lastly, to give me the thumbs up. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all. Bye-bye.